G'day guys, Aaron here, and I am joined with Jason from the Australian Hunting Podcast. How you been?
Pretty good, man. What's been going on? It's been a very interesting week, hasn't it, on social media with things that have been going on. Unfortunately, today we're talking about a gun ban coming up, so you probably want to stick around for that. But pick up the 300 Win Mag, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 days. But we've done this video earlier before another one that was supposed to come out. So I've got another 7mm Rem Mag coming as well. Was supposed to pick that up, but unfortunately it's come a bit late before the weekend, so I'm going to have to pick it up sometime next week. But yeah, it's been a very funny week on social media, hasn't it? Especially since we've been talking about the gel blasters and stuff like that. I had one of my Patreon supporters that supported me, and I thought, generally, you're supporting my views on firearms, not things. I think during a show, maybe a long time ago, I think I might have said climate change was a hoax or something like that. And this person had been supporting me for probably.
People do think that.
Yeah, and then this person been with a Patreon for about 6 months, I think, and just got a random message out of the blue saying, did I still think climate change was a scam? And I said, yeah, it's 100% hoax. That's what I believe. And, I thought people were sort of, supporting me on my views about firearms and hunting and shooting and advocacy within the industry. So a bit disappointing, but you know what? If people don't want to support me, I'd rather they not support me. Because there's plenty of people that do. And it's been a funny week. I mean, we made that video on gel blasters, didn't we? Probably last week, and we've had a few people that have come out. Maybe tell them about that, Aaron, because that's been quite interesting about our comments in regards about gel blasters.
Well, we had some strange guy just out of the blue message me about our last video out a few days ago and just ranting, saying we're absolute idiots. We don't know what we're talking about. We should have been talking to people that were actually in the courtroom. Well, you have been talking to Brad Towner for several months, and I'm pretty sure he was in the courtroom on his court case. So this guy has been on an absolute tirade, reckons he was there and everything is lies and rubbish. But apart from the absolutely atrocious spelling and pronunciation and everything, it was just, the whole thing was an absolute clusterfuck, basically, wasn't it?
When you sent it to me, I was looking at it to myself and saying, well, what does this person stand to achieve, whether he was calling Brad names? I'm like, at the end of the day, the guy won, regardless of what his defense was. The jury decided that gel blasters weren't firearms. But yeah, it's been a funny week in social media. You can't take it too seriously because if you do, it'll turn you inside out.
Well, that was the actual second message from Forensic Freddy, who thinks he knows everything about firearms and gel blasters, because he sent just before that a personal message on one of my posts abusing you and me. So then he sent the big long-winded email.
Like, does he want the guy to be arrested and jailed for gel blasters? I mean, what's he hoping to achieve out of this? What, it's bad that he was found not guilty? I just don't get it.
No, neither do I.
But that's coming up next week, guys, in regards to gel blasters, a bit of an update on what's happening with that. But Aaron, very, very important topics come up. You've been sent some information today, a letter from a person, looks like, again, Victoria, another potential gun ban. Tell us about that.
Yes, it is. The M26 straight pull shotgun. It's a very expensive shotgun that is it's a side straight pull. It's not a spring assist. You pull it back and got to push it forward again on the side. Okay, it looks like a military sort of thing. I guess that's what they're really scared about, because for some reason they don't like the look of it. And it's a very, very nice shotgun. I have used one. I did review it in the past. And I was just using it only a few months ago on a hunting trip here in Queensland. So obviously they want to get rid of this gun, and they're just saying that they are going to reclassify it to a Cat D or even a Cat E. So down in Victoria. And now once again, it said in the message that the letter that he got, due to registration, we have your details that you own this. So as we always say, registration leads to confiscation. We see this all the time. It's just, once again, our gun registry is working against us.
All right, guys, I'm reading for what Aaron sent me today in regards to this Seymour competition M26. So this is from the Victorian Police, just got it here on the phone. The classification of the Seymour Competition M26 straight pull. The Licensing and Regulation Division is writing to you as the registered owner of a Seymour Competition M26 straight pull shotgun. We are considering, right, guys, considering reclassifying this firearm under Section 3B of the Firearms Act 1996. The provision enables the Chief Commissioner to permanently reclassify a Category A or B or C or Category D or E long arm if he or she is satisfied that the firearm substantially duplicates a military firearm in appearance, design or function. The Seymour Competition M26 has not yet been classified and still remains a Category A firearm. If the firearm is to be reclassified, you need to dispose of your registered firearm by one of the following means: to a licensed dealer, to a Victorian Category D license holder, an appropriately licensed person interstate, to a police station for destruction, export the firearm out of Australia. Alternatively, you may wish to apply for a Category D license if you can satisfy the genuine reason requirements. If you do not believe the Seymour Competition substantially duplicates a military firearm in appearance and design, please provide your reasons for that position. Responses can be made in writing, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it's the typical bullshit they come up with. Well, so I guess wondering what's going to happen here. I would like to know, are our organisations going to get off their ass and fight for this? Not just make a couple of posts on internet, and then once like we saw up in the Northern Territory with the A22R, the people who were getting their guns confiscated actually took civil action, and it all fell through. Right at the end of it, the organisations swooped in and claimed that they did everything. And I actually heard from one of the guys that the owners actually did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, not the organisations. So
it's interesting, right? Because, you know, when they're actually going to take this off you, who is $3,500 straight pull shotgun, right? So no one's going to want that on a Category D, because a C or a D, because if you have a Category C or D, why would you bother? You just go straight for the pump action or the semi-auto. So I can see people here losing a lot of money. I don't think you're really going to be able to get much for them unless you're basically giving them away, because a Category C or D person's just not going to want them. So we shouldn't even be talking about, compensation at this stage. It should be stop banning our goddamn guns. We're absolutely sick of it.
Yeah, we just want to get on and enjoy our sport. That's all we want to do. Enjoy our hunting, enjoy our contests, enjoy our sport, not continuously looking over our shoulder, not going to a gun shop wanting to spend our money and got to think, double guess everything. Is this going to be banned? Am I going to buy this gun? And this is 3 years ago this gun came out, and think, hang on, is this going to be taken off me and I'm going to lose all my money? We shouldn't have to be doing that, second guessing every time we buy a gun, whether we're going to get it stolen off us by the government.
One question, how many guns are they banned from criminals?
Yeah, not many, I don't think.
Like zero, meaning zero, man. Meaning like, they just keep targeting law-abiding people all the time. I mean, easy targets to ban guns off, to make it look like you're doing something. How many criminals register firearms? How many criminals get gun license? How many criminals do safety courses at their local clubs? These bikies are getting firearms prohibition orders put on them. I mean, they're just laughing. Oh, yeah, what, the cops told us I couldn't have a gun? Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, right.
Exactly. No, it's just ridiculous. And just the reason we're losing is, once again, as I said before, it's all due to registration. Other countries got rid of registration because it solved no gun crimes, nothing at all. All it did was cost taxpayers hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in wasted resources.
And let's not forget too, mate, that, look at some of those things. Like, I mean, there's no way they would have sent this letter if they're not going to ban this gun. There's no way they do that. So they've pretty much already done it. They're probably just waiting for something to go through, maybe, the top brass to give it the nod, and it's going to be happening. They wouldn't send out this letter otherwise. But, I mean, they expect people to take it to a police station for destruction, $3,500. And this is what they do. This is the most insidious part, is what they've been doing recently. Instead of having to compensate all the people that bought one, what they do is they just reclassify it and then force you to hand it in and get a significantly reduced cost. So it doesn't cost the government anything just to ban guns. They just ban them under appearance laws, and then you've got to try and scratch around. You've got to give it to a dealer. How much is a dealer going to charge you for storage purposes of that particular firearm? $20 or $30 per week until there's a buyer. I mean, or give it to the police and get them to destroy it. What, $3,500 gun? No way. No way.
Exactly. I definitely do see some lawsuits coming up, because you just can't expect people to legally buy something and then say you can't have it, and they can't at least get back what they paid for it. You look at the Riverman OAF. I know a guy, when I reviewed that gun, that was a weekend before it was banned, and he had an extra aftermarket barrel. He had all the stuff for it, extra stuff he paid that only worked on that gun. They said, yeah, we're going to fix you up. We're going to fix you up with all the extra stuff. 2 months later, I talked to him again. He was still waiting on his money for it, $3,500 as well. And they told him, we are not going to pay you out for your aftermarket barrel, which was $800, and all the extra magazines he owned that worked in it. And he had no other gun for his magazines, so the magazines were useless to him, and they weren't going to pay him for those. He asked for his barrels and magazines back, and they said, we can't give them to you. We've already destroyed them.
Yep. So if you're from Victoria, guys, prepare to get the lubricant out, because they're coming for your Seymour, M26 straight pull shotgun. If you own one, good luck with that. You know, it sucks, but this is what happens, guys. Again, the National Firearms Agreement, again, none of which our organisations are fighting. They love the NFA. They love the cash cow. They love the money coming in. They love the genuine reasons. They love the mandatory range attendances to get money. They love all that. You're never, ever, ever going to get any of these organisations are fighting this ban. So Victorians, I feel sorry for you. You guys are almost as bad as here in New South Wales. Guess the only worst place is probably WA, but they've got a real rough ride over there. And like I said, why is a Category D license holder going to bother with a $3,500 straight pull shotgun when they can own a 5-shot semi-automatic or a 5-shot pump action shotgun? Just lunacy. But again, this is how they're doing it, guys. They don't have to compensate you now. Very insidious, very smart by them. I will give them that. They're very smart. They know exactly what they're doing. Very calculated effort, and you're going to get screwed financially over the next, say, 6 months if you own a Seymour M26 straight pull shotgun.
Yeah. So once again, just another simple ban on the appearance. Duplicates a military firearm. Who cares what it looks like? It's the function. It's a straight pull gun like any other straight pull. Okay, it hasn't got timber on it, and in the eyes of the misinformed and the uneducated, this looks military. It's just the weakest form of trying to ban something, I reckon.
Yeah. So if you're in Victoria, be prepared for your next letter that says, to hand in your Seymour M26 straight pull shotgun. Very sad times indeed. I mean, what's this, Aaron? 4, 5 now, Berica, the Riverman OAF. We had the Adler. We had the Savage A22, which looks to be, at this stage, knocked on the head in the Northern Territory that it's not happening. But can you really trust them to abide by their word? Not really. I mean, can you believe you actually read this from a government organisation like in law enforcement that says it looks like another firearm? This is lunacy. Nobody does this anywhere in the world except for Australia, saying it looks like this type of firearm, therefore it is this type of firearm.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching this video. It's a little bit rushed, this one. We've had a few internet problems, so it's been a bit glitchy tonight, so we're going to have to cut a few things out of this. Please, if you like it, hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up, and do share it, because this sort of stuff needs to get out. To fight these bans, we need everyone to band together. Like what I was going to say was the A22, one of the reasons why it did get crushed was the importer actually got their lawyers onto it, and the gun owners actually started civil action themselves in court, and that's when things started to actually happen. So I just hope the importer of this is going to get involved, and the owners get involved and start fighting for it as well. but we just need to get the word out. So once again, thanks a lot, guys. And please subscribe to this channel. Jason has the Australian Hunting Podcast channel and his podcast, and we're both on Patreon that you can find in the links below.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. So yeah, check us out. Like Aaron said, let's see if we can get up to, a couple of 100 likes on this video and get the word out there, because that's the most important thing. Letting everyone know we need to have a good fight. You may not be a straight pull fan, you may not own one, you may not want one, but we've got to fight it and we've got to stick together. So subscribe to Aaron's channel. Find me on iTunes, AustralianHuntingPodcast.com.au. Alternatively, let's hope for the best, mate. Hopefully we'll follow up again very soon in the next couple of weeks when we have another update on this issue.
Yep, definitely. Thanks for watching, guys.